Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. I'm just going to focus on Bitcoin because I'm doing the live stream tonight for, obviously it's just for Patreon users, but if you want to become a member, the description below, you can join there. Alternatively, just join the Telegram, it's free. Anyway, let's have a look at Bitcoin. We'll move Bitcoin, not on the hourly, so I was just doing a little scalping there. So I've had it on the hourly. What am I doing? I'll move it to the daily, and it becomes a lot clearer. And we can see that basically we came to the top of this downwards resistance trend line, basically within this triangle formation. And on first pass, we've got a rejection from it. So this is the original start of it. Obviously, we didn't know what was going on here. This is the first retest of it, so forming the actual triangle itself. This is the most obvious place for us to see a rejection. And given the fact that we're so bullish at the moment, and again, you know, we are pretty bullish. It's only fair to get a rejection at some point. We broke out of the accumulation zone and came up to this downwards trend line of this triangle, but now we want to see if we can get supported on the top of the accumulation zone. So that wouldn't be such a big problem for us to come all the way down to what, between 49,000 and maybe even just 49,000 to 50,000. That wouldn't be a problem at all. In fact, that would be a preferable area for us to come down to retest, because all these moving averages on the daily are way below that. So if you're super bullish, and Bitcoin especially is super bullish, this would be the perfect area to retest. Now, it doesn't have to do it today, it doesn't have to do it tomorrow, but over the next few days, that would be great. And actually, the direction of these trend lines is so steep that if we can hold above this area before we come down to test this low, this would be very way more of a stronger support by the time that these catch up to it, which looks to me like it would take the next 2 days, really. So we'll see where we go, but this is the obvious place for it to be rejected. Now, on top of that, we weren't just rejected from this trend line, we're also rejected on the RSI trend line. So the momentum is like I say, it's all very much an obvious place to see this get rejected. That said, though, MACD crossing up above the 0 point with a ticking green histogram suggests that momentum might not have dried up completely, and the resistance above us is a lot weaker than the supports below us. So it is more likely that we do actually break out of this formation rather than break down, especially significantly break down. But there is always that chance. But we've got way more supports below us than resistance. Essentially, this is the only major resistance above us, and then we've just got historical areas like 56,000, where the majority of this top area was formed, roughly speaking, about 56, 57. That will be my next major target once this has broken out of this triangle. Now, breaking out of this triangle isn't necessarily, a breakout and going to the moon kind of vibe, but it is a change of formation, really. It would suggest further upside is more likely than downside, and the position of the price action to all areas of this chart so far, apart from the descending trend line, does suggest that it's more likely to break out over time than break down and go bearish. Doesn't look like a bear market is likely at this stage. It's obviously very easy to say that once you've been going up, but it's all about your relationship to moving averages, position on the chart. And if we think about what we see on the daily is bullish, 4 hourly is bullish also, we've got our golden cross, and the weekly is above all major moving averages, catching a bounce the last time on the 10 exponential. So there's every aspect of this chart is pretty bullish. That said, we are at resistance right now, so expect a bit of downside maybe for the rest of the day. But it doesn't necessarily mean that's the case. Remember, like I say, there's less resistance above us than there is supports below us. So it's way more likely for this resistance to break than the supports to break down. And remember, there are multiple supports. We've got 49,000 and many below that. So just before we end this for the day, because like I say, we are doing the live stream tonight where we'll talk about all kinds of coins. For those of you who are on the Patreon, we'll just have a quick look at the Bitcoin dominance chart. So again, another situation that we were expecting, and a move up, right? So as I was saying, and I suppose I always say it. So what's the phrase? Even a broken clock is right twice a day. But again, I suppose it's better to always be safe in these levels when trading altcoins. So this is a multi-year low and multi-year support, and we do have we have had a very aggressive reaction last time we came down here. This was a bear market. Obviously, we're not in a bear market now. This was a bearish move, and so we had a bounce based on that. And now we're heading up towards the top of this cloud and the 44.5% dominance area, where I actually would expect to see a bit of a rejection here and maybe a bit of altcoin relief, and maybe the alt season continues from this level, but I'm not willing to shift a great deal into it until I actually see a reaction from there. I'm not going to anticipate the reaction, and the reason for that is because of the 4-hourly chart is actually looking pretty bullish at this stage. Golden cross forming and Ichimoku cloud continuation signal from this level here from 42.4% dominance. So it does look pretty bullish as far as this chart's concerned. Now that doesn't mean that altcoins will lose money. Some of them may lag behind. Some of them will definitely outperform Bitcoin. It's not as easy as that. It's just an idea about where would you rather be in. At this stage, you can, I suppose, side with Bitcoin and expect decent returns for less risk, and that is really what it's all about. For me, I'm very much about risk to reward. I don't mind making less back in order to feel safer in a position in Bitcoin. And again, the lower the Bitcoin dominance gets, this is always the thing I see on Twitter that gets misunderstood. People say, "Oh, we're going lower, we're going lower, we're going lower." But the thing is, the lower you get, the more risk you're taking on, because just like anything, it can only go down so far before there is a bounce, and that bounce, is likely to be pretty nasty, And the idea of any trading is, you buy supports, sell resistance, and it's the same with this. You alternate, you rotate into altcoins when the Bitcoin dominance is high, not when it's low. When it's low, you do the reverse. You alternate from your altcoin positions into your Bitcoin position. It's as simple as that. And again, I know that most of you will know this. That this is how you trade. You buy the supports, you sell the resistances, and this chart is no different to that. And so, all those people on Twitter, I'm all for altcoins continuing their rally, and I believe that they will. But for the massive, epic, huge, massive moves, they were a lot easier to take advantage of around here than they will be around here. Now at this stage everything I suppose is equal in that respect. And not only that, as if we do for whatever reason break out above 44.4% dominance, then we will go into an official uptrend for Bitcoin dominance, and we'll be moving up possibly towards 47 and maybe all the way up to 52. And that would be amazing for Bitcoin, and it wouldn't be particularly amazing for altcoins. Now, I'm not here to scare you out of your altcoin positions. Obviously, those of you who know me and know this channel know that I do have quite a lot of altcoins riding. I just hedge when we get lower. And a couple of weeks ago, it was last week. Early last week, I moved a lot of my altcoins into Bitcoin just because it looked as though this chart was turning around, and it is, in my opinion, still turning around. So we are potentially at a resistance now, but a breakout from here could end up pushing us up, up towards 50 and maybe 52 tops. And the last thing I wanted to address was the Dixie chart. So here we have the Dixie, so the dollar index, continuing with its rally. So we had our big move up, that's what we expected, and a consolidation again, which is what we were expected, and we wanted to see how strong this was. Let's have a look on the daily to see where we caught our support. It was on the 10 exponential. So this is more bullish than bearish at this stage. So the rally will still continue for the Dixie, and the next target is going to be the 95 area. And again, this isn't the worst thing in the world. We've seen an increase in Dixie, and we've also seen an increase in Bitcoin at the same time. So inevitably what's going to happen with this chart is it will get a rejection, and then that's likely to have a very good response for Bitcoin itself and cryptocurrency once the rejection is actually met. But for now, the party is still on for the Dixie. Dollar is still strong, and we will be pushing to 95. And again, we expect this to be a resistance. or thereabouts, around the 95 zone, maybe a little higher, maybe tiny little bit front run, but it would appear that with this kind of trajectory and this kind of setup, the 95 is likely. And if 95 breaks and we close, and again this is about closure, so we close above 95, we have to entertain a lot higher, maybe up to 97, which is again pretty much pre-pandemic level, and then that would almost certainly be the top for Dixie, and this is where the major rejection would take place. And again, you were not talking all the way down to zero. I know everybody's in favour of the dollar being worth nothing because the Fed keep printing money and things like that. It doesn't really work like that. It's not as simple as that. Over time, yeah, it will have a negative impact unless they change their approach to their handling of all this money printing and interest rates. But at the moment, a chart is a chart, and this is a strong chart. The chart is in an uptrend. We have to expect it to continue. It's not been fully rejected yet, and we're catching bounces on 10 exponentials, which is always a very bullish place to be. It didn't even break down to the 93.4. It caught it on the 10 exponential. So the uptrend for the Dixie is still in play. Bitcoin dominance looking pretty good. Bitcoin possibly coming down to a decent level. Maybe hopefully we'll be looking to catch a bounce above 49,000 and everything will be fine. And that's it. So I guess that's it in a nutshell. So I hope you have a nice day. Take it easy, and I'll see you on the live stream tonight for those of you who are signed up.